This is mind-blowing. It's unbelievable. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Tamara and this is Reimagine 50 Plus, where I look at things maybe a little differently than I would have 10 or 20 years ago. And that's because as I am quickly approaching 60, some things that I thought I would never do, I'm actually thinking, hey, that might be fun. And other things that I used to do, it's like, maybe not so much. You got to make room for some of those new ideas. And for me, that is something that I've been looking at very seriously lately. How do I want to reimagine where I am this summer when I turn 60? And that is exactly what brings us to today's video. I invested in my health, in my fitness. In order to be at my best, I bought myself an early birthday present. I bought myself a gym, a personal trainer, and all of the different musics and exercises that go along with that. No, I didn't win a lottery, but I did invest in the Oculus Quest. And let me tell you, it is mind-blowing. I could not believe it. The first time I put that headset on, I was like, It was amazing. And you're probably laughing right now if you've already experienced a VR system. It's really surprising, it's fun, it's exhilarating. It is not what I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but it is so much fun. And when it comes to fitness, there are so many things that they offer in the way of activities that you will not get bored. And that is what I was looking for. I was looking for something to get me back into a fitness program that wouldn't bore me, that wouldn't challenge me too much right off the bat, because I'm 60 this summer and I am not in great shape.
Thank you, COVID.
But I'm working on it. And so this was my entry into getting back into shape. And so what I want to do today is share with you some of the things that I learned. I did a little investigating on my own, and there are a few tips that I definitely think you need to know about before you start on a big program, like which games, like what you might need in addition to the Quest headset. So I want to talk about that because it's very important. Also, I want to talk about some of the maintenance and some of the tips to keeping this thing in tip-top shape, because it is an expensive piece of equipment and you want to make sure that it is ready and working and will last you a long, long time. Those are the things I want to share with you today. If you're ready to get your mind blown, here we go. Okay, first things first. When you first unbox the Oculus, you will notice that there are no instructions. Now, for those of you who are like me, a little older, we're used to the instructions, especially us gals. We like to read all the instructions first. Well, at least I do. Well, there are no instructions. So I was like,
oh, there's no instructions.
Well, you know what? That's because they want you to dive right in. So as soon as you dive right in and you put this on, it will guide you through what you are supposed to do. Now, what you get in the box would be a charger, a charging cube, your two handsets, which are your controllers, and then, of course, your gear. You want to plug it in, let it get charged up, which I did, and then whenever you put on the system, it's going to guide you through. And one of the first things you're going to do is set up a space to play. And again, it will guide you through this where you point and you draw a circle or an area around where your space is. And that way you know whenever you get into the activity that you are not going to crash into something or hit a wall with your hand, which could hurt. And it will warn you, you're getting too close, you need to back up if you're getting all excited and you're following through with your dance steps or whatever you're doing. So it's very intuitive to your surroundings as long as you set that up. So I recommend that you set up your space. Don't get so excited about diving into one of the demonstrations or one of the tutorials or even downloading a game or a fitness program. Don't get so excited about that you don't do some of the basic things first. And so that would be make sure you set up your space. The other thing that you will want to do, I think, is enable the Oculus moves. And what this does is it keeps track of what you're doing in the different fitness programs or games or things that you're doing so that you can calculate how much time you're spending on your exercise or your dancing exercise, whatever it is. So just go into your settings and make sure you enable that. And it may ask you a few questions about enabling it. But I did that and I'm glad I did. And it kind of floats in the corner of whatever I'm doing, and it keeps track of how much energy I'm spending and how accurate I've been, that type of thing. So that's kind of fun if you are trying to be aware of what you're doing. If you're just playing games for fun, you may not even need this, but I find it to be a handy tool. Okay, one of the first things that I realized, and you will realize too, and you don't want to wait too late on this realization, and that is that the padding that comes along with your gear is just like a felt soft padding, and it is going to absorb all of your sweat and get kind of grimy after a while. And if you really get serious about this and you start doing some heavy duty sweating as you are doing your workouts, you are going to probably develop a rash around your face from this thing rubbing against your skin. So I went ahead and right out of the gate, I ordered, not through Oculus, but just on Amazon for like $10, a silicone protective seal. And this pops on to your regular shield, and it will keep your face from getting broken out. It will keep the padding underneath from getting all sweaty. There's no way to clean that padding, so you want to protect it. And again, it was just a minor purchase, but it's going to do double duty. Now, the other thing I would say is that I got a white one because the system is white, but you know what? If I had to do it all over again, I would get a black one, because the way this little flap comes down, it actually blocks the light and gives you a more enclosed feeling whenever you're playing. And so I would get black, because the white, you can kind of see the white light reflecting against the white. Now it looks cool, but I think for practical purposes, I would get a black silicone shield to go. Besides that, this little band is black anyway, so it's not, it's not a big deal. But I was just thinking, oh, the system's white, I'll get a white one. They come in pink, blue, green, orange, whatever you want. I would get a black one the next time. The other thing that I ordered is an AM VR strap. And after looking online at some of the other gamers and people who do this all the time, this was one of the highly recommended ones. And what we're talking about is adjusting this strap a little more securely to your face. You don't want the back strap to take the weight of this, and it's pretty heavy. If I put it on my head, it slides down. So, it's a substantial computer and it's got some heft to it. So you don't want that being cinched so tight on your face. It will start to hurt after a while. My research showed that the one they sell has a tendency to break along these brackets. And one I ordered is the AM VR strap, head strap. And I will list that below. And it was on Amazon. It's not very expensive. And it's going to support the weight by distributing it to the back of my head rather than around the side. This is just to keep it sort of in the right position, the top strap, but the back strap is what keeps it secure, and so you don't want all that weight. So this thing is going to fit against the back of my head. And again, it was just an addition. I had already spent so much money on the actual piece of equipment that a few dollars more to get more mileage and actually to not get a headache while wearing it. Now, okay, let's talk about care for this piece of equipment. First of all, these lenses are crucial to this equipment working properly. So you don't ever want to put these out in direct sunlight. They can burst into flames. They can be damaged beyond repair. And you want to be very careful that you don't lay these down somewhere where the sun is going to hit them. You may be working out and not think about it. And then later on, after the sun shifts around your house, the sun is right on them. So you really want to protect these. I keep them inside on a shelf where I have a whole charging station set up for the piece of machinery. So be very aware of that. The second thing that I want to tell you about is that when you turn it off while it's on your head. Hold the button in. It will then appear on the screen and say, do you want to turn the power off? And you'll point your trigger at that and say, yes, power off. You do not want to leave this on while it is charging or while it's just lying about, because it's on. It's a computer that's on. It may be downloading. It may be sucking your internet while it's just over on the side charging. You don't want that. So when you're using it, obviously you turn it on. When you are finished with your workout or with your game, you turn it off while it's on your head. You hold it in, press the yes, I want to power off, and make sure that the whole unit turns off. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about that comes in your box is a little spacer. It's a little plastic rim that you drop down into this, and it gives you a little bit of extra space if you wear glasses, or ladies, if you have false eyelashes. Because if you have your lashes on, you do not want them hitting the screen. This can blur the image. So you want a little space between those lenses and your eyes. And speaking of that, if you wear glasses, some people find that they don't even need to wear their glasses while they are playing with this, because you're not actually seeing in the distance. You're seeing right in front of your eyes. So that's a thought. But if you wear glasses or you have those long lashes, or if you don't have false lashes and you have lashes, lucky you will probably want to put the spacer in. So don't just toss it aside. When I opened the box and I saw that was like the only accessory, I thought, what's this? And then I figured out what it was all about, and it's still in the box. But if you have those items, you'll want to install it. It's very easy to install. Another tip that I would like to share with you is how to adjust the settings in your system so that you can actually see the entire room. To do this, you want to go into headset settings under Guardian. The Guardian is where you set up your surrounding space so that you don't hit walls or run into your couch or anything like that. So you go into the Guardian setting and you want to enable Passthrough. Passthrough allows the screen to see the entire room. It's a little grayed out, but you can see the entire room. That way, if someone walks into the room while you're working out, or if you want to grab your water bottle, the dog runs in front of you, you can double tap the side of your VR and you will be able to see the entire room. Double tap it and you're back to your surrounding area with just your Guardian set up. So again, go into settings, into Guardian, and then enable Passthrough, and that will then allow you to see past your Guardian grid into the rest of the room. So I would go in and adjust that one right away. Now, because this is the first week that I've had it and I've been trying out different things, I will tell you, start easy. And there are a few things that you can do right out of the gate just to get you comfortable with the whole system. One is called Oculus First Steps, and it runs you through some of the motions of picking up things, how the virtual reality around you works. They're really fascinating and interesting. So don't skip these. Take a few minutes to look at Oculus First Steps, First Contact, and Elixir teaches you how to use your hands. So that's really cool too. Now, there are several little demos that you can try as far as the different apps that can be purchased. And the apps range, depending on what you're looking for, anywhere between, $10, $14 up to about $30. Now, I was looking for fitness. So the first one that I invested in was only $20, and it is called O shape. And it's kind of fun because they send these shapes towards you and you have to conform your body into those different shapes. And then along with the shapes, you get these little things that you punch and you score points, but it really gets you hopping. And I will say, after 3 days of doing little short segments, 3-minute bursts of exercise, and then taking a little break and then doing a different one with a different song, but staying at a moderate level, I was achy and sore and could barely move. Oh, it was pretty amazing. So the beauty of that particular one also is that there are a lot of different types of music and beats that you can do your workout to. There's different levels, but that it also gets your arms involved. And for a woman my age, that is something that I don't do a lot of. I don't have a lot of upper body strength. And I also am trying to work on the extra flabbiness and really tone that. And so I found that I was feeling it, and I was feeling it in my thighs from doing all these squats and ducks of these things coming at me that I had to duck under. It was a lot of fun. And of course, you want to do well because you want a good score. So it's competitive. You're competing with yourself, but I really got a great workout. And so my suggestion is start easy, start slow, and then go up from there and see how you like it. Now, I guess the one that everybody loves is Supernatural. And that is an app that is also a paid subscription. And when I checked it out, because they give you all of the little, previews of the different apps you can buy, I was like, wow, this thing is amazing. But because there is an additional subscription, and when I looked at it, it was $20. What it has, everything from personal fitness trainers, and you're working out in the middle of Finland, to sleep type things, relaxation. It's a really full-bodied, all-inclusive app. And then again, you pay for your subscription. And I believe that's because they are updating things monthly. So you might get an option to try this that wasn't there last month. So I may invest in that, but for right now, I'm happy with my O shape. And I also have a dance app, which you'll see me trying my hand at. But it's fun. And again, you get to pick the different music, and you're in like a disco setting. So,
That's my jam, the disco setting.
And so it was a ton of fun. And I'm happy right now with the 2 apps, and I may get more. So stay tuned. I may have more to share on down the road, but those are the 2 that I'm using right now. And so far, it's working. I'm sore. I'm having a blast. So thanks for joining me this week as I gave you my personal review of the Oculus Quest VR system, which I am using as my own personal fitness trainer, gym, and road back to health. Of course, I am also doing certain things with my diet and watching all of that. But this is something that I have been thinking about doing as far as just getting my body moving again. And this is so much fun that I'm definitely looking forward to it every day. I really appreciate you being here. And if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you think you would like to join me every Thursday when I put out a new video, then subscribe. And I think you can ring that bell and they'll let you know that I've got another, but I always put one out every Thursday. So I will see you next week. Have a good week. And hey, go get fit. Bye-bye.